welcome everyone to quite possibly my stupidest. Wait, there we go. Now, welcome everyone to quite possibly my stupidest possible stream that I could possibly be doing. That, of course, being a cookie run tier list based on whether or not they will jaywalk. Now, I know what you're thinking here. When do we start? But first, trust me. We gotta go through the tiers. We gotta go through the tiers, guys. Because we look in here. These aren't conventional tiers. Because, again, this is jaywalking we're talking about. This is serious. So we've got to take this on with full sincerity, okay? So first of all, with the jaywalking tier list, we got the road is not recovering. These people are gonna jaywalk so hard that the road rules will be gone. The road rules that keep our society together will be annihilated to the point in which everyone's going to be jaywalking. That's how hard they're going to jaywalk. Then change their legal name to Jay. These are people who are so committed to the game of jaywalking that they themselves would rather like literally walk through the street during active traffic than like breathe. This is their life, but it's not to the point to where everyone else is being harmed from it. Yes, but on vibes only. Yeah, they would. They jaywalk, but like, you know, they wouldn't really do it hard. They just jaywalk. Doesn't really matter. Then we got depends on the day, the neutral tier. Like, say if there is no cars for the next 300 kilometers. They're jaywalking. There's no way they're not. Be so for real. These are the normal people. As you can tell, I jaywalk on occasion. I know. It's truly horrific. I am a horrible person. I'm going to be cancelled instantly. Then we got no, but on vibes only. Same as yes, but, you know, these people, they don't jaywalk. No particular reason. They just don't want to. Then we got kind and wholesome soul. Competitive jaywalking versus casual jaywalking. That is what we're trying to get here. Because we got competitive jaywalking up here. Road is not recovering. But then we got yes, but on vibes only. These are the people who are like, you know, just casually jaywalking. This is just normal jaywalking, no silly business. Okay, guys? Now we got kind and wholesome soul. These people wouldn't jaywalk. These are kind people. They respect the law. These are people who really earned their right in society. They've climbed their way to the top. Then would execute you for even suggesting that they would jaywalk. These are the people who are the complete also competitive jaywalking. These people will rebuild the road just so you have to jaywalk. Wait a minute, no, they wouldn't do that. My bad, guys. These are the people to where their morals are so strong to the point where if they see you jaywalking, they're gonna like use their psychic abilities to drag you back to where they are, so you have to wait. They will run across the street just to hold you down in the middle of traffic until the light goes green. You are not getting past these guys. Okay, now let's get right into it. Cookie run? Yes, I have an obsession. It's bad. Cookies, they run. But this is accessible for even people. We're ranking cookies from Cookie Run based on whether or not they would jaywalk. I know, this is truly an exciting stream. Okay, now let's get right into it. We got our first cookie here. I love Cookie Run. Hell yeah, that's a goat right there. That's a goat. Jaywalking. Now, first of all, we got Ginger Brave. Ginger Brave, he's boring. He's a boring white boy, bro. He would not jaywalk. Hey, thank you for the follow. Schleppo, thank you. I'm so glad you both like Cookie Run and jaywalking. You will be a great part of this community. But yeah, first, we got Ginger Brave and Kind Wholesome Soul. He's a basic white boy. He follows the laws. I don't think he has it in him. He's so boring. He is so boring, bro. Do not invite this guy to a party. This guy's a loser. I do not want to be associated with Ginger Brave. He's so annoying. I don't know how in the world this guy got through the story mode alive. He is a common cookie, and he does nothing. Hey, thank you, Liam the Jester, for following. This is fire. We got 2 follows already. Everyone loves jaywalking. Now, moving on from the most basic cookie ever imagined. He has no defining features. He's holding a candy cane. Alright, I'm gonna hop off. Bro, you're gonna go and play Fortnite instead of watching my goddamn Cookie Run stream? Damn. That's like crazy, bro. That couldn't be me. But yeah, now we're gonna move on to Strawberry Cookie. Strawberry Cookie, like, they're also kind and wholesome, but like Strawberry Cookie, like, they're just too shy. If they wouldn't jaywalk because they would be too scared to get caught. But I feel like if Strawberry Cookie got their confidence, they would be in there, change their legal name to Jay. They would jaywalk competitively. I'm telling you now. This is just on vibes. This is just on vibes, I'm telling you. But Strawberry Cookie would be a menace to the streets. Okay, now Wizard Cookie. No, like, I don't know. He's just a little kid. I don't think, like, he'd act all wise, like, ah, yes, I hate jaywalking. If you jaywalk, that's bad. That's bad. You shouldn't do it. But he's a goddamn hypocrite, bro. You know, no. He's going to on yes, but on vibes only. I'm looking at this guy. He gives me the vibes of someone who secretly jaywalks but gets mad at other people for jaywalking. He's a goddamn hypocrite. Ninja Cookie, changed their legal name to Jay. He's just gonna go invisible and just walk through the street with no one noticing. No one cares if he jaywalks, bro. He's just gonna simply jaywalk, and no one's gonna mind, and that's fine. That's fine. We love a jaywalking king around here. He's gonna jaywalk with efficiency. He's in like platinum rank. Okay, Angel Cookie. Angel Cookie destroys the road? Hell no, bro. Angel Cookie is the most like kind and caring soul imaginable. What do you mean? Angel Cookie would execute you for suggesting that they would jaywalk. They would get extremely offended. Angel Cookie is the person who, whenever they see a law being broken, they literally have a heart attack. They can't handle it. They can't handle the thought of crime being broken, no matter how subtle it is. They are the most boring person. Because they're facts. I don't know about that one. Oh, Muscle Cookie? Oh, Muscle Cookie would destroy the road. Muscle Cookie would absolutely destroy the road in his jaywalking wake. He would walk through the road while there's cars going, and the cars would just deflect off of his body. The cars would literally deflect off of his muscles. It would be horrific. There would be thousands dead in his wake. The road is never going to recover. This right here, this is the staple of jaywalking. This is what we should strive to be, okay? You see a jaywalker, this is who you should think of. This is the embodiment of who I'm trying to go for. Bee Cookie, depends on the day. I really don't care about Bee Cookie. I feel like they're so basic. That scene from Despicable Me to El Macho, truly, that is what will happen. The cars are just gonna ram into him, just like, we're gonna kill you. Gone. They be sent to the sun from the recoil of the force of his pure biceps. But yeah, Bee Cookie, I don't care about Bee Cookie. Bee Cookie would just be the most normal person. They just walk across when there's no cars, but like, they wouldn't do it when it's dangerous. Blah, 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 who cares? Custard Cookie? Custard Cookie wouldn't, but that's just because they don't want to get in trouble, because they're like a little kid, like, that's them. They don't want to get in trouble with goddamn like Ginger Brave and all that. They're just not jaywalking because they want to conform with their group. So like, I don't want you guys to be like this, but like, don't listen to peer pressure. If you want to jaywalk, jaywalk. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Angel Cookie looks like Peter from Horrid Henry. Bro, why you guys hate Angel Cookie so much? What did Angel Cookie do? No, Angel Cookie's a kind and caring soul. This is like, why are you guys being so evil and mean, bro? This is not wholesome. Bro, be kind to my cookies. My cookies deserve it. Anyways, Devil Cookie, yeah, that's 100%. Bro, Devil Cookie, just to get somewhere, he's gonna create a road just so he can jaywalk it. He loves jaywalking. He created it. I bet they act like him too. Horrid Henry collab, please. No. Hell no. That is never happening. But yeah, Devil Cookie, oh my god, he is gonna jaywalk with efficiency. The road is gonna be torn apart from the insane aura he is gonna have from jaywalking. Everyone is gonna see this like little kid like flying across the street while there's cars actively approaching him. And then they are just gonna stay silent and do nothing. Because what you gonna do? He is walking with authority. Angel Cookie is the wet flannel. You guys are so mean. You guys are so mean, bro. Angel Cookie is so kind. Clover Cookie, they're kind of like kind and wholesome. They're kind of chill. They wouldn't really get angry at you if you suggested they jaywalk. They're kind and caring, I must say. They wouldn't like be mad at you for jaywalking, but they just wouldn't personally. They're awesome. They're awesome. Carrot Cookie. I feel like Carrot Cookie would jaywalk. Yeah, Carrot Cookie. They're a hardworking civilian, bro. They gotta sell their carrots. Like, what do you mean they're gonna wait across the street? They are gonna get across that street to sell their carrots. They wrote a song about anti-jaywalking. Truly. They're like a goddamn like the little Catholic singers that go to all the schools, like don't jaywalk otherwise you'll die or something. I don't know, like something like that. Clover Cookie will just go to schools and they'll be like the advocate for anti-jaywalking. They're gonna they're gonna just show up. They're gonna make PSAs. But yeah, I agree. But yeah, Carrot Cookie, yes, but on vibes only. I feel like they jaywalk. Can't really explain why. I feel like they just, you know, they're kind of, I get girl boss energy. I feel like they just walk across like because no one would care. But like, you know, if they want to, they wouldn't jaywalk. It's just kind of like on their mood. No, moving on, we got Avocado Cookie. Avocado Cookie would walk with authority. They changed their name to Jay. They walk across that street like it's no one's business. And they are so tanky. I don't know if you've seen Avocado Cookie in game. Avocado Cookie can, for a rare, they can tank a lot of hits. Avocado Cookie would just simply tank the cars. If they had a carrot cart that's made of titanium, truly, those carrots are never being harmed. They're being extra careful today. But yeah, we got that. Carrot Cookie would jaywalk because they just fly over the street. They wouldn't care like that there's cars there. They just fly over. They wouldn't be anyone's problem. They just vibe, and no one's gonna care. They're just gonna fly over. What you gonna do about it? That ain't jaywalking. That ain't jaywalking. Now Gumble Cookie. Gumble Cookie's a menace. The words are not recovering. He is not only gonna walk across that street without permission, he is gonna leave goddamn like the bananas from Mario Kart on the road just so like he's gonna walk through just on the ground like giant Gumble splat. A car's gonna run into it, slip over, then make a huge car crash with hundreds of deaths. Hundreds. Gumble Cookie is a menace to society. Gumble Cookie is one of the strongest characters in fiction, bro. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. They're actually a beast, but we're just waiting on their magic candy. You guys gotta believe me. Next updates, when we finally get to Dark Enchantress Cookie, you already know Gumble Cookie is gonna show up and destroy everyone. Gumble Cookie is gonna be a menace. Blackberry Cookie, no, they're gonna be a good role model to Onion. Onion Cookie, they're scared of they don't know what jaywalking is, but if you told them the word jaywalking, they'd just start crying. I feel like they'd be scared of it. Then you suggest like, hey, do you jaywalk? That would be their reaction. Gumble Cookie's the Roaring Knight, that's true. Gumble Cookie is actually going to be the final boss of Deltarune. I'm sorry for spoilers, guys. My dad works at Toby Fox. I'm sorry. Onion Cookie got hit by Asgore. No, Onion Cookie is kind of epic. Onion Cookie's a ghost. Onion Cookie literally can't be hit by a car. But they're just scared of the word jaywalking. They wouldn't even dare. But he just like, his attack is him like going from the rope, just coming from the sky, falling down. That would be him. He would jaywalk. He never has walked across the road normally. He's just gonna grab his rope, then just fly over somehow. I don't know how it works, but he does it, and it works. He is just gonna simply win. No one's gonna do nothing about it. Alchemist Cookie depends on the day. I feel like they just kind of do what they want. That's how she became a ghost. Oh no, Onion Cookie, you poor summer child. Damn, I didn't know Onion Cookie is Des. Des is the knight. Wait a second. Oh my god, the Deltarune references. Toby Fox thought he could hide it by putting it in a game completely unrelated that he's never shown any interest in being in. Oh, we're on to you, tricky Tony. You thought you could hide from me? No, I'm too smart. Tricky Tony. Cherry Cookie, hell yeah. She's gonna blow up the road. Cars aren't gonna be allowed to travel on that road for the next 10 years. That road is being demolished. Cherry Cookie is the definition of jaywalking. Look into the eyes of this cookie and tell me they wouldn't. There's no pupils, there's no soul. That cookie is going to bomb the road and move on. They're not going to mention it. They're not going to even look for a green light. They're all red. They are the red lights. They're the thing that's stopping you from going across the road. Cherry Cookie is the most powerful cookie in jaywalking, in my opinion. Even when it comes to Beasts, Ancients, that we're going to get to later, But I feel like Cherry Cookie is a definition of jaywalking. Now, we got Night Cookie. I feel like he wouldn't. No, he would. He would jaywalk if Princess Cookie was jaywalking. And Princess Cookie always jaywalks. Night Cookie only does it to protect Princess. Princess Cookie does it because she thinks it's funny. She sees Night Cookie protecting her one time when she accidentally jaywalked. Cherry Cookie probably at Pearl Harbor. Oh god, Pearl Cookie was at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oh no, Cherry Cookie, why would you do this? This is horrible. Oh my god, Cherry Cookie's evil. Why would they do that? Dear god. Anyways, yeah, we got Sonic Cookie. He wouldn't. Actually, wait a sec. No, he would. He changed his legal name to Jay just so we could jaywalk. Sonic? People would say like, oh no, he's a cool guy. He wouldn't do that. He's kind. He's awesome. No. Have you seen how Sonic gets around? He goes at like Mach 3 through every single city. Do you think he'd stop for the cars which are like 100 times slower than him? Hell no. He is just gonna like fly through the town. He's not gonna cause any damage. There's gonna be no damage from his jaywalking, but he's gonna do it and no one can do anything to do it. See, exactly. No one's gonna be able to see him jaywalking since he's so fast. He is the most speedy jaywalker ever seen. Tails Cookie, yeah, he'd just fly over the road. Like, I don't think he'd really care. Also, same thing as Sonic. Tails is really fast. Tails could simply just like spin dash through the road and no one would be able to see him. He would not end up as roadkill. BTS Cookies. I don't know anything about BTS, but I feel like just on vibes, I feel like that guy wouldn't, that guy would, that guy wouldn't. Oh, that guy definitely would. That guy, yeah, I feel like he'd do it. So, this one would sometimes do it. And this guy, oh, he looks cocky as hell. He's doing it on vibes. Hell yeah. The BTS Cookies, I feel like a majority of them would jaywalk, but these two guys, they like kind of not. I don't know. I don't like BTS that much. I'm going to be real. I don't think I've listened to a single BTS song since the event, though. And that was a couple years ago, so who knows? Maybe when they get out of the war, they finally lock in. Icicle Yeti. Icicle Yeti would do it, yeah. But he wouldn't know what jaywalking is. He just walk across the road since he doesn't know what the stoplights mean. And then, like, if someone were to tell him, bro, you can't do that. Jaywalking is bad. He'd just, like, be confused on what jaywalking even is. He'd just look at you with, like, the goddamn 100-meter stare. He would have no idea what you're even entailing with that. Snapdragon Cookie. Oh, yeah, no. Screw Snapdragon Cookie. The roads are not recovering. Snapdragon Cookie is going to demolish the roads. Poison Mushroom Cookie jaywalks on accident. We're not up to him. We're not up to him. But yeah. Ice with Yeti, they would. Snapdragon would definitely do it. Look at, I hate Snapdragon Cookie. Snapdragon Cookie is like so mean. They would definitely do it. They're the most evil cookie I can think of. More evil than Dark Enchantress. Cream Ferret, no. They have to be a good example for their kid. The kid being you. If you play Cookie Run, you're canonically a child. You're a minor. I'm sorry, but you can't do any of the cookies. Foolish. Can't smash them. Can't smash the cookies. Only cookies can do that, seeing as how you're a minor. You're a minor. Yeah, the bunny, kind of a kind and wholesome soul from me. They wouldn't really jaywalk, they just kind of vibe. Look at them, they're so happy, they're so joyous to be here. They just don't want to. Now, we got Chili Pepper. The road's not recovering, bro. This is another definition of jaywalking. We're on to the epics now. What a great start. Chili Pepper is going to absolutely run through these streets. She's going to dodge every car. And if she's feeling daring, she's going to break some cars on her way there. She's just going to pop the tires on some of them. She's going to steal some wallets. She doesn't give a damn. Chili Pepper Cookie is like actually just the definition of jaywalking. I know I said that with a lot of cookies and the road is not recovering. But like a lot of these cookies just really would. They're all like the definition. They are jaywalking incarnate. And that is no different for Chili Pepper Cookie. Now, she would do it to increase her bounty. Yeah, I guess. I don't really think her bounty would be much into it. She'd do it for the sport. She just, even when she doesn't have anywhere to go, I feel like she'd just go into the streets and jaywalk just for the fun of it. They would love jaywalking. It would be amazing. Now we got Dark Choco Cookie. Dark Choco Cookie, he seems evil, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't. He has morals. I feel like, no, he's a kind and wholesome. Actually, no, yeah, I feel like he'd actually get pretty offended over you suggesting it. Like Dark Choco Cookie, he has like had a lot of like trauma and all that, which is, we're not getting into that right now. But I feel like that would really affect him mentally. Like you say, oh man, you do that crime all the time, don't you? He would be so sad. He would just start sobbing in front of you. You tell him like, hey man, do you jaywalk? You kind of give off that vibe. Then he just goes like 3 hours, and you couldn't cut him out of it. He would not. He would just sob, bro, and there would be nothing. Espresso Cookie. Espresso Cookie would depends on the day, really. They kind of do whatever they want whenever they want it. Espresso Cookie is kind of epic. Yeah. Espresso Cookie would just walk across the street when there's no one there, or when they're bored. But most of the times I feel like they wouldn't really do it. So yeah, I feel like it just depends on the day that they jaywalk. It's pretty indifferent to me, really. Herb Cookie, basic white boy. He's gonna go in kind and wholesome soul. He's not doing nothing. He's not done a single crime in his life. He has also not had a single bit of food with a bit of spice in it. Never. Licorice Cookie. Licorice Cookie is gonna do it. They're gonna change their name to Jay, but they just want to do it to fit in. They wouldn't be like, oh, I'm the most evil guy. I'm the most evil person here. And then like people are gonna see him, and he's gonna be like so nervous. He's gonna like steal a cookie from the cookie jar. Be like, oh my god, I got away with it. They're never gonna catch me alive. Yeah, no, that's him. That's him. Licorice Cookie would do it, and he would feel like he's a goddamn boss. He'd feel like he's like the new toughest cookie in town. He thinks that he's the coolest cookie ever made. He does it just so he can be a little bit more comically evil. Now, moving down here, we've got Madeline Cookie, who just wouldn't do it for the reputation. He would jaywalk if pressured. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like Herb Cookie would ever jaywalk. Yeah, but Madeline Cookie, I feel like Madeline Cookie, he wouldn't. But simply because he doesn't want to get like his like vibe tarnished. Because like if you jaywalk, you're gonna be seeing like a little bit worse of a light. You're gonna be like, oh my god, he does crime. He's a bad person. No, this guy, he wants to look at him. He wants to jaywalk with his heart and soul, but he can't because he simply knows that he'll get in trouble, and that stops him. Milk Cookie, he is so white that his entire goddamn clothing style is just white and blue. He would not do it. He gets scared at the word jaywalking. He says 30 Hail Marys immediately after the word jaywalking is like even said. He hates it. Mint Choco Cookie, I feel like it depends on the, I feel like he would, honestly. I feel like Mint Choco Cookie, I know he's kind of like a pretty cool guy, but I feel like he would jaywalk quite a bit, honestly. He seems like the type of guy who's like, he seems really nice, but I feel like he would jaywalk all the time just because he wants to. I feel like he wouldn't really give a damn what people think about him, and he'd just do it anyways. I feel like the only time he wouldn't do it is with his girlfriend, which we'll get onto later. Poison Mushroom Cookie, the streets are not recovering, but he doesn't even know what jaywalking is. He just walks across the street by accident, and somehow it works. He walks across that street, he doesn't know what a stoplight is, kind of like Ice Cool Yeti, except more malevolent. If Poison Mushroom Cookie knew what jaywalking was as well, he would jaywalk even harder. Like, he's doing the thing he wants to do most by accident. This guy, he loves what he does. He is truly the best cookie for jaywalking, seeing that he's the best jaywalker and he doesn't even know what it is. And also, yeah, you're right, he would make everyone else want to jaywalk more as well, since he'd make them all high. And he is truly the master walker, the master jayer. Pomegranate Cookie, and they would just be evil. Like, they would stand in the middle of the street just so the cars would have to stop, just to annoy people. They're kind of like toxic like that. I feel like they're pretty evil. I don't know. They're pretty toxic, pretty annoying. I don't know. Now then we got Purple. Oh my god, Purple Yam. He is destroying the road, bro. He is leaving goddamn marks on the road from his wake. That road is going to be destroyed it's going to be unrecognizable by the time he is done with it. That road is going to be absolutely torn apart. The road is going to be, it's going to be destroyed. Cars aren't going to be allowed to drive there for the next 35 years. The cars are going to be absolutely annihilated. Oh my god, I can't even think about how crazy he would jaywalk. It is truly shocking. Now, Rye Cookie would, but only to catch like Chili Pepper Cookie. Like Rye Cookie, they actually no, never mind. They would execute you for suggesting that they jaywalk. Rye Cookie would like if they see someone else jaywalking, then they're gonna jaywalk. They are going to absolutely rush you down if they see you on that road when the light is not green. That road is gonna never recover. It's gonna be absolutely insane. Oh god, I'm dying. But yeah, Rye Cookie, it's gonna be a pretty good jaywalker in my opinion. But I feel like they would still get really offended. They would make you face the wall. Yeah, they see you jaywalk, they're gonna be the cop that's like way too into their job for no reason. Okay, now moving on to Snow Sugar Cookie. Yeah, he's kind of like basic. I feel like he wouldn't. He's too scared to. He hears the word jail and then he starts shivering in fear. This guy, he is so scared of jaywalking that if he was seen, he thinks that if he was seen jaywalking, people would point and laugh. The cars would stop, and then they'd immediately all stare at him. They'd get out of the car and then they start punching him down. That's what they think. He's too innocent. Yeah, he's scared. He's scared. Now, Sparkling Cookie, I feel like it depends on the day. I don't really get a strong opinion from him. I don't think he's a very active jaywalker, but maybe. I don't really see a world where he wouldn't. I don't see a world where he would. Pretty basic. Tiger Lily Cookie doesn't know road rules. Tiger Lily Cookie would just run across that street and not know what a stoplight is. Like, Tiger Lily Cookie doesn't know what a technology is. They'd honestly get scared. And then they'd run on the road by accident. They would be the goddamn roadkill you find on the side of the road with their tiger. You would accidentally run them over and you'd feel horrible. I'm telling you now. And then we scroll down. We see Vampire Cookie. I feel like, yeah, he would. Yeah, he would jaywalk so hard. And since he has an extra life, people are going to run him over and then he's just going to act as if he's completely fine afterwards. He's so drunk that he would get run over, get into the car, then start drunk driving from how drunk he is. And none of that would be done legally, I'm telling you. He would have no permission, it would be completely unconsensual. Werewolf Cookie, I really think feels like it depends on the day. If he's in his werewolf form, 100%, but in his normal form, I feel like he's kind of like scared too. Like the thought of jaywalking, he'd be like, "Oh God, no! It's gonna be like in my evil mode. It's gonna be like so mean and rude." No, it's gonna be him. He's gonna be scared. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. Kamiho Cookie, yeah, yeah. They're kind of malevolent in a way. They're kind of cheeky. I feel like they'd also trick other people into jaywalking just for the fun of it, and I respect that. People hate to see a girl winning, so seeing a girl live their life, make other people jaywalk and jaywalk themselves, I love to see that for them. Truly amazing. Yeah, Cream Puff Cookie, they're scared of the word jaywalking. They're a creamy little guy. They don't like it. They see the stoplight, they press it 100 times, and then they wait patiently. And if that stoplight's broken, I guess they're just not going to their destination because they're never jaywalking once in their life. Now, both of these guys, Latte Cookie's kind of a freak. I feel like they would jaywalk. Is she a competitive or casual jaywalker? Kamiho Cookie is 100% a competitive jaywalker. They're so competitive they'd make other people do it. Yeah, Latte Cookie. Latte Cookie is going to stay in the yes but vibes only tier. But because I feel like they would, just because like they kind of do whatever they want whenever they want it. They're kind of independent like that. They don't wait for nobody to enforce the laws on her. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Now, Almond Cookie, no. He's like a police officer. He wouldn't do it. But if he saw you jaywalking, I feel like he would kind of not care. I feel like he's kind of nonchalant. He hates his job. I feel like just the thought of him jaywalking doesn't really fit. But he wouldn't really care if you jaywalked. He only really does like really bad crimes. He'd ignore the little ones. He's kind of wholesome like that. Black Raven, they don't know what traffic laws are, but they wouldn't do it just because they just kind of get it on vibe. They just kind of see the road, see cars, and then they just find a way around it. They're kind of scared. They would shiver in their timbers. Now, Now, we go down to strawberry crepe cookie. Strawberry crepe cookie. Oh my god, bro, the road's not recovering. Strawberry crepe cookie is going to destroy the road, and nothing's going to be able to be done about it. That road, she's going to turn the road into an autonomous robot, and then that robot is going to walk across another road. They're going to make the infinitely repeating jaywalking loop. It's going to be the most insane jaywalking strategies ever created. These strategies of jaywalking are going to be so competitive, they're going to change the meta forever. This is going to completely revolutionize it. Yeah, breaks the road and rebuilds it. I feel like Strawberry Crepe Cookie would not rebuild the road, but they build it into something that could jaywalk itself. And then they instill that idea into it. Then we scroll down again. That's too far. Then we scroll down again. Then we get to Fig Cookie. Fig Cookie? Ooh, yeah, nah, I feel like it depends on the day. They're kind of a wild animal, but they're kind of basic little guy. They wouldn't do it, but they would, you know? Fig Cookie just doesn't like jaywalking, but if they saw someone jaywalking, they would probably go with them. Whoa, what do you mean, he? Strawberry Crepe Cookie is very clearly a little girl, buddy. You misgendered a singular cookie, you're gonna die for that one. You're gonna die. Okay, now we're going back onto Fig Cookie. They would kind of just depend on the day. If they found out what jaywalking was, they probably wouldn't do it. But as of now, they just kind of walk across the road or be scared of the cars and go around it. Yep, sit in your shame. You're cancelled. You're gonna die. You misgendered a singular cookie in a game where the cookies have really hard to tell genders. Now, Pastry Cookie, they are literally a saint. They are literally a saint. They would never. This is quite possibly the cookie that would jaywalk the least, like nearly as much as Angel Cookie. They get angry at other people jaywalking, and they'd see jaywalking as a sin. They would see you jaywalking, and then they like either start crying uncontrollably or literally gun you down in the streets. And either way, no one's going to be happy with what's going on. Red Velvet Cookie, he would. Red Velvet Cookie, he'd jaywalk all the time. Look at this man, he's as smug as hell. He sees the road rules and he goes, I'm too powerful for this. Something like that. I can't do the voice. He would see the road and then he just simply like overpower it. He would just walk across it. The cars would be demolished and nothing would be able to be done about it. The cookies are going to be absolutely scared of this guy. He's going to also bring in a whole forest of cake hounds going, they're going to go all the way down from the forest, all the way onto the road to where the cars are never going to be able to progress. The road is going to be deaf indefinitely. He is going to ride hundreds of cake hounds into that road, and that road is going to be trampled. If there's cars on that road, well, they better hope that they had insurance, because they're not getting that warranty back. That is going to be absolutely horrible. Now, we go over here to Mango Cookie, who I feel like wouldn't have a strong reason to not to. I feel like they just kind of wouldn't based on principle. Nah, no strong opinions. Lilac Cookie would jaywalk for the same reason Ninja Cookie does, just because like they kind of go invisible and no one would notice. So what's the point of not jaywalking? And also because like they're kind of sneaky. There's no reason that they would ever be caught. There's no reason. Oh, Sorbet Shark Cookie, they go with the flow. If their friends are jaywalking, Sorbet Shark's gonna jaywalk. If their friends aren't jaywalking, they're not gonna jaywalk. They just follow what the crowd's doing. Sorbet Shark, they're my son. They're my beloved, bro. I love Sorbet. Sorbet is my best little guy. I've invested so much into him. It is a concerning amount, honestly. But yeah, oh my god, I love this little fella. Love him. He's so awesome, but he is such a crowd pleaser. They aren't in the water, they only have 2 brain cells. Yeah, that's them. Sorbet would not jaywalk simply because they don't know what jaywalking is, and because they're just following their friends. And he always has friends with him, because I know he's awesome, and if not, I would be really sad. Squid Ink would get confused at what a road is. They'd see the road, they touch it with their tentacles and be like, it would be too much like of a sensory overload for them. They'd get confused and scared and run away. They would have no idea what to do. No, we got Parfait. Parfait Cookie wouldn't do it because their brand image. But if we're talking about like the base Parfait, like they're just a normal person. The normal person Parfait, I feel like they'd jaywalk sometimes. But this version of Parfait, this particular one, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They're kind of popular like that. If they were seen jaywalking in this fit, they're so cooked. They're so cooked. There's no way. Raspberry Cookie wouldn't jaywalk because they would want to be seen as the princess, and if they are jaywalking, they have no chance. There's no chance for them to ever be seen, like, out in the streets ever again. There's no way. Now, Moon Rabbit would just kind of... Moon Rabbit would sit in the road. Moon Rabbit would sit in the middle of the road, waiting for people to run into them, in which the cars would just bounce off. It would be like Snorlax in the old Pokemon games, who's just standing there, and you can't do anything about it. You have to, like, go up there and feed Moon Rabbit food, otherwise they're never leaving. And they don't care if that light's green or not. They are just gonna bounce on that road. You don't feed them, they're staying there forever, and that road's gonna be put out of cost. This is never gonna be used again. The cars are gonna crash into it, and it's gonna be horrific. The road is never gonna recover. Oh, Malasaurus, yeah, they would. They're kind of a chaotic little guy. They're kind of chaotic, you know. Malasaurus would kind of jaywalk, and then make it everyone else's problem. They jaywalk with authority, I'm telling you now. They would jaywalk with authority. Sorry, I'm sleepy. Oh my god. Oh, Twizzly Gummy. Oh, the road's never recovering. They are going to see the cars going across it, and they'd shoot the tires just so that there's more danger. They are going to steal the energy from the electric cars going around them just so that they can jaywalk faster and with more power. They jaywalk with immense, like, furiosity and, like, aura. You are not going to be seeing a road without a Twizzly Gummy jaywalking on it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Pumpkin Pie, I feel like they wouldn't. But I don't really have a strong reason. I feel like they just wouldn't. They're kind of and caring. They do Halloween costumes. They are a ghost, but I don't feel like even with Pom Pom they would jaywalk. They just kind of give off that vibe, you know. Now, Cotton Cookie. Cotton Cookie is so kind and wholesome. You are not seeing Cotton Cookie jaywalk. Look at them. Look at that little fella. Cotton Cookie would be offended, but they're also kind of awesome, so they would let you jaywalk. Cotton Cookie is just awesome and epic like that. Cocoa Cookie. They would just do whatever. They would just follow Mint Choco Cookie. If they're late to a Mint Choco concert, they are gonna jaywalk. I'm telling you. There's no way they're not. They are kind of basic and would be a little scared, but they jaywalk. They would. Come on. They act all nice and kind because they are hiding their freak. They are hiding their true jaywalking potential from the world because they know no one's ready for it. No one's ready for the true jaywalking power which they hold. And when they jaywalk, the world better hope it's ready. Because we sure as hell aren't. We sure as hell are not ready for the jaywalking. Now, Eclair Cookie, nah, he wouldn't. Eclair Cookie, he would, unless there's something on the road he really wants. You know, yeah, nah, he would. If there's something on the road which he thinks is a relic, he'd run on there without a single care for his life. He needs whatever's on that road. He is so autistic for that thing that's on the road. Oh my god, is that a rock? Oh my goodness, I love rocks. I need to have that in my collection. And he is going to grasp it. He's going to strangle it at the throat. And yeah, the road is going to be scared of him. He needs whatever's on that road. He needs it. T-Knight, he wouldn't. He would be offended. T-Knight is like old and wise. He would never jaywalk. He is so kind and wholesome. He's a cookie run player. Oh god. Oh no, you're right. Eclair Cookie is a cookie run player. Extremely obsessive over things. Oh no, I'm a Eclair Cookie. I'm a Eclair Cookie. I'm a nerd. Oh no. Oh god, how could this happen to me? Man, screw my life. Screw my life. Avocado Cookie, they would jaywalk and the road wouldn't recover. Because they would jaywalk, and then if there was other people not jaywalking, they would gaslight the hell out of those people until they did. And then they'd see the cars, and then they'd pause the cars to where they just stop moving. And then the moment there's someone on the road, then he would say, "Bro, get him!" And then the road would have a whole lot more strawberry jam on it. It would be a lot more flavorful. Avocado cookie is gonna cause some damage. They're gonna be the worst thing this road has ever experienced in its entire lifetime. Also, yes, I am still watching this. Put Bad and Dark on. Hell yeah. Caramel arrow cookie. You're right. You're right. Avocado cookie would do that. Avocado cookie is gonna run up to someone who's like waiting for the lights to happen, and then they're gonna shove them onto the road in front of the car. They're gonna cause so much pain and suffering. Now we got caramel arrow cookie. Nah, yeah, they'd be kind of wholesome. They wouldn't do it. They would see other people jaywalking, and then they'd be like sad and all. But like they wouldn't do it. They love that thing. Only good K-pop song ever. Hell yeah, buddy. Oh my god, I love Bad and Dark. That's my favorite K-pop band. Bro, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Oh my god, I'm a huge Mushy P fan. I'm a huge Mushy P fan. He's my favorite. He's so. Oh, he's on. He's on. He's singing. Oh. I can't speak Korean. Oh my god, he's so awesome. I love Bad and Dark. It's so fire. Cherry Blossom Cookie, they'd fly over the road. They'd fly over the road. They'd jaywalk. They would do it. They would jaywalk immensely and awesomely. And you wouldn't be able to stop them. They would jaywalk and nothing would ever be able to happen to them. You'd be like, Hellhound, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And you know, I like him. Mushy P is so cool, you gotta admit. Like his rapping sections where he was telling people to eat his mushrooms. Ooh, you gotta admit, that was heat. That was heat. Bro, if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have a chance against BTS. BTS Cookie, they were cool and all, but Mushy P, they carried so hard. Wildberry Cookie and his gay lover. Wildberry Cookie would go on there. He'd walk across the road. Simply, Hollyberry Cookie, gonna come up later. They would walk across the road and jaywalk. Wildberry Cookie just simply has to follow Hollyberry. And his gay lover, Crunchy Chip Cookie. I feel like he would, yeah. He kind of gives off jaywalking vibes in a way, you know. I need a drink of water, bro. I'm yapping so hard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Crunchy Chip Cookie, he gives off the vibe of someone who like jaywalks like kind of efficiently. Like he has his dogs and all. His dogs, they don't know traffic laws, and he doesn't want them to sit, and he can't sit either. So he's just gonna run across that street and run into the cars. And if a car runs over his dogs, oh my god, the person in that car is gonna die. They're gonna die so hard. I'm telling you now, the damage is gonna be so immense. No one's gonna be able to recover from that. It's gonna be awful. It's gonna be awful. Financier Cookie wouldn't. Financier Cookie, they're kind of like Madeline Cookie, except they just genuinely don't want to jaywalk. Like Financier Cookie is so awesome. They would jaywalk in no world. Oh, whoa, we got the metal remix. FNAF 2 Foxy jump scare, bro. What the hell? Yeah, Crunchy Chip Cookie, FNAF 2 Foxy jump scare, same thing, different haircut. The person in that car is gonna have a rude awakening. Ah, yes, the gay twink. Yep, that's gonna be in the kind and wholesome soul. They are not gonna recover. Like they are gonna just fly. They could fly across the road. They could fly across the road, but since they're friends with Mickey Mouse and Goofy the dog, I feel like they wouldn't. They love spreading joy and whimsy. They're so kind and wholesome. They wouldn't jaywalk. Which gay twink? This one right here. The one with the blue, the pink, and the yellow. Keep your eyes on them because they are so gay. Captain Caviar Cookie. He would jaywalk to send a message. Like say if there was someone he didn't like in a car, he would jaywalk just to annoy them. He jaywalks like just to be mean. He's so awesome for that as well. We love a jaywalking king. Now this guy, he doesn't know what jaywalking is, but he wouldn't do it. You would say the word jaywalking in front of him and he'd feel vaguely threatened. He would be so scared. He would be terrified. You'd say that and then he'd be like, you just say the Lord's name in vain? It's like Voldemort. You say jaywalking in front of him, then it grows more powerful. You can't say that. Oh, Schwarzwalder, voiced by Freddy Fazbear himself, going up there and the road is not recovering. He is gonna like cause a mischief, bro. He's gonna attack cars to where the road is gonna be in goddamn rubble. or it's gonna be in rubble. It's gonna be awful. So many people are gonna die. So many people. So much damage is gonna be done. No one's gonna be having a good time. And this little Schwarzwalder guy, this little fella, he's in Bad and Dark Hellhound. See viewers on stream. Okay, everyone, bully the bot. Woolmarge, or kill yourself. Wait, can I say that to bots? I'm gonna say that to bots. You so-called first-time chatter. Hell no, buddy. Get out of here. We don't accept your kind around these parts. You know what? I'm gonna allow some robo slurs for this guy. Pull out the C word, got then the wire back. Urgh, raise my fist in anger. Macaron cookie? Macaron cookie? They're kind of wholesome. They wouldn't do it. Macaron cookie they wouldn't do it. They love being kind and wholesome. They see someone jaywalking, they cry. But they would also be like doing a parade and they'd have to parade through streets. It's really a pickle. Carrot cookie wouldn't. They get pretty offended. You know, no, actually no. They just wouldn't do it on vibes. I feel like they could be pushed to do it, but they wouldn't want to. Pinecone cookie, they jaywalk. Pinecone cookie changed the legal name to J. They jaywalk so hard. Look at this guy. This little fella runs into the cars, summons a giant tree kaiju, and then bombs them. This guy is so evil. He's so mischievous. He's so awesome. Prophet Cookie. I hate Prophet Cookie. I feel like he'd be a basic guy who'd get offended. Screw this guy. Milky Way Cookie. Where's the only jaywalks if the end of the world? I don't. Oh, you mean like a tier list? My bad, gang. I took way too long to read that. I'm not adding that because that's too much effort. Milky Way Cookie, no vote on vibes. I feel like actually no, I've seen them. I've seen them in the Total Drama thing, bro. They are so sassy. They would jaywalk. They call people Gramps. They would jaywalk so hard. They slept on a rock. Blueberry Pie Cookie. They wouldn't jaywalk just on principle. They wouldn't jaywalk on principle. It would hurt their feelings a bit. I don't know. Space Donut Cookie. Oh, they would jaywalk so hard. Space Donut Cookie. They'd go up to the button which can like make you go there, turn the light green. They'd eat that. They'd eat it so no one else could walk that across the street legally. It would only be jaywalking. He would cause so much havoc. He would cause so many deaths, and that's why we love him. We love that guy. Which, by the way, a concerning amount of my friends have said that they'd smash him. About 5. I'm just gonna leave you guys with that. You can enjoy that little taste of freedom. Now, prune juice cookie. I feel like they could, depending on the day. They jaywalk. I feel like they would. Yeah. But I don't think they do it usually. Yeah, huh? Yeah, I'm not gonna elaborate. You don't need to know. Don't worry. But yeah, prune juice cookie. It depends on the day. They jaywalk sometimes. They wouldn't others. It really just depends. Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot how many cookies there are. You play this game for so long and then you realize, haha, there's 167 cookies. Oh my god. Oh my pain. My pain. Oh, the agony. Anyways, got a Cougar and a Man Cookie. Same. They're going kind of wholesome soul. What cookies are punting? I feel like quite a few would. Schwarzwalder, he'd punt babies across. That's a hard one though. They'd punt. No, they would. They'd punt all the time. Yep. Maybe. That's another tier list question. I can't think about that one right now. We gotta go here. Butterroll cookie. Yes. He'd fly over the streets, and then he'd act so cool about it. He'd like, yeah, I jaywalked. What you gonna do about it? And then he'd like act as if it's the coolest thing ever. Like, this guy is so annoying. You see this man? He's so cocky. He'd fly across the street just to do a message. Screw this man, bro. Pick him up. Get him out of here. Tartatan cookie. Tartatan cookie. They wouldn't. They're kind and wholesome. They have to look after Snapdragon. They wouldn't do it. They're super awesome and kind and awesome and kind and awesome and kind and awesome and kind and awesome and kind. Anyways, Rockstar cookie. Rockstar cookie. They would. They would, but not a lot. The rocket jump maybe. Man, I don't know. Yeah, Rockstar cookie. They would jaywalk just like for the fun of it. They jaywalk because like they want to feel the thrill. They want the adrenaline rush, you know. They love it. They love the game. They love what they do with it. It's just awesome. Oh my goodness. There's still so many. Yeah, I think I might have to split this up into a two-parter and do this and do the rest of this tomorrow, because I'm doing all of these. There's no one in. There's like only one guy in chat. I might continue this tomorrow. But yeah, as for now, I am getting exhausted from ranking this. My throat is going dry. There's one guy. Oh. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this up. We might continue this tomorrow, because we still are in the epic area. If we can continue this, that would be epic. I would be so down. If we could buy some, if we can get to the super epics tomorrow. Hello, yep, that's the one guy. Tomorrow, our goal, get to the super epics. Finish off the epics here, the biggest section. You are the one guy. Congratulations. But yeah, I am gonna wrap up the stream here. You guys, you Bomberman222. I see you. You are being perceived. Yeah, I am going to end the stream here. Hope you had a good one. Hope I was entertaining enough. We will continue tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. I'm gonna stop.